Do you struggle to pay expenses that happen less frequently throughout the year? If so, it's time to set up a few sinking funds. Hi, and welcome back. I'm Kamika, and this is Well Balanced Wallet, where I help you create healthy money habits and live a life that you love on your current budget. In today's video, we're going to talk about sinking funds. You may have heard me talk about sinking funds before because I have quite a few of them. I love putting money aside and having money available when I need to use it. So let's jump right in. What are sinking funds? Sinking funds are little mini savings accounts that you use to save for specific purposes. Those purposes include things that you don't pay for on a regular basis and expected expenses. So you use sinking funds to prepare for things that you know are going to come up. The goal with our budget is to not take on any new debt and also not use our emergency fund unless there is a true emergency. This means things like oil changes, car registration, co-pays for medical expenses, and even Christmas can be saved for in a sinking fund, and that money is available to be used whenever those things come up without dipping into your emergency fund and without taking on any new debt. Do sinking funds replace emergency funds? No. Sinking funds do not replace your emergency fund. You save your emergency fund so that you have money in case there is an emergency that you aren't prepared for. Emergencies happen all the time and you don't know when it's going to happen or what it's going to be. Sinking funds include money that you save for things that you know are coming up. So you want to be prepared for these things instead of caught off guard and have to dip into your emergency fund because these things aren't true emergencies. So the concept of emergency funds and sinking funds are the same. Whenever you use these funds, you need to go ahead and replace them as soon as possible so that you're ready for the next thing. But the difference is emergency funds are used for things that you don't know are going to come up, and sinking funds are used for things that you do know will come up in the future. So there are three types of sinking funds. There are sinking funds for goals. There's sinking funds for things that you know are coming up but you don't pay regularly. And then there's sinking funds for fun things. So just to give you a few examples, sinking funds for goals could be saving $2,000 in 1 year. That's your savings goal. That's what you want to have, and you can use that money for whatever purpose you're saving it for. But you have a goal to save $2,000 in a year. Sinking funds that you know will come up are car repairs, home repairs, oil changes, car registrations, and Christmas. And the last category of sinking funds are for fun things like birthdays and holidays and just little small things that you want to buy yourself, but you don't want to go into debt to do. So if you are thinking about purchasing a new laptop, then you would have a sinking fund for that. And if you know that you like to purchase presents for people for their birthdays, then you'll have a birthday sinking fund as well. So how much money should you save for your sinking fund? The answer to this question depends on what you're saving for. To get this total, you need to figure out exactly how much the thing that you're going to use the money for costs, and then divide it by the amount of time that you have to save up for this thing. So if you want to save $100 for your car registration in 2 months, you know that you have to put $50 in your sinking fund for the first month and $50 in your sinking fund for the second month. If you want to save for Christmas starting in January, then you put a certain amount of money into your sinking fund every month from January until December. And by December, you'll have all the money that you need for Christmas. So be sure that you're being realistic with the amount of money that you need to save and the amount of time that you have to save it. And pay attention to the money that you're bringing in as well. You don't want to have a sinking fund that requires $500 a month if you know that you don't have $500 available each month to save. Where to keep your sinking funds? You have a couple of different options to keep your sinking funds. And the first one, and it may be the easiest, is to use cash envelopes. Cash envelopes are envelopes that you use to save money. So anytime you are ready to put money towards your sinking fund, you would go to the bank, pull out the cash, and put it into your envelope, and don't touch that envelope unless it's for the specific purpose of that sinking fund. The next place to keep your sinking funds is in savings accounts. For this method, you want to go to the bank and open up a savings account specifically for your sinking fund, and then once you get paid or anytime you need to add money to your sinking fund, you will transfer that money from your checking account to this savings account. And a lot of banks will allow you to open a savings account with multiple buckets where you can save for different categories in one savings account. And that makes your budgeting a lot easier, and it makes it easier to see how much you have in each sinking fund as well. So be sure to ask your bank about that type of option before you decide where you want to keep your sinking funds. And the last place to keep your sinking fund, which may not be as popular, is to keep your sinking funds in your regular checking account. And this is something that my husband and I do, but we do it because we use the YNAB budgeting software to budget our money. And so it's easy for us to specify how much money goes into each sinking fund without looking at our checking account. So we consult our budget before we make any purchases, and we know that the money in our budget is all accounted for and all in the bank, and we only use our money for its intended purpose within our budget. So that way may be a little bit more difficult for people that are just starting out with sinking funds, but if you have a good budgeting program where you can see how much money you have in each category, even though all of your money is in one checking account, then this is a good option for you as well. So as you can see, sinking funds are a very important component of a good budget. They keep you on track, they keep you out of debt, and then they help you reach your financial goals. It takes a lot of hard work and discipline to build up your sinking funds, but once you do, you'll be prepared for most things that come up within your budget. So now I want to hear from you. What sinking funds do you currently have? And what sinking funds are you going to incorporate into your budget after watching this video? Let me know in the comments. That's all for this video, so be sure to give it a like and click the link on your screen right now for more Well Balanced Wallet content. See you there.